Hi guys, it's Sherry.
It's Terry.
I'm Patty.
And it's Cindy.
And we are
Sister Sherry Dad.
I got confused for a second.
Wow. Where you were sitting?
No matter how much
No,
we
she
do,
didn't know
I
what
don't
show
know.
she was taping.
Shut up. I was like, who's going next? I'm like anticipating. I almost didn't
you're
let you
first.
say. I don't know. It's just something about starting
When she
off
says her
as-
name,
Exactly.
No.
That's it. You
Exactly.
guys don't need to know anyone else. Okay, guys, thank you for tuning in. We are up to season 5 of our favorite show, The Walking
know,
Dead.
yeah.
Okay, this week Patty's gonna take us on in.
Yes.
All right, guys. When I reviewed season 5, I found that in each and every episode, it was about leadership, whether it have been good leadership or bad leadership. But due to time constraints, I can't talk about all 16 episodes. However, I pointed out 5 episodes that I really thought dealt with leadership in great detail. So the 5 episodes that I want to cover is No Sanctuary, which is the first episode, Consumed, Spend, Self-Help, and Slab Town. All of these episodes dealt with some form of leadership. But before I do that, I would like to ask a question. I gave you guys some homework.
Yep.
What do you think the name of Rick's group should be? Because they really don't have a name. So have you guys thought about that?
I didn't do my homework.
I did my homework.
you
as
got to
always.
call my
I'm the A
parents. 'cause
student.
I didn't know.
I'm the A student of the bunch. I did my homework.
But wait, what do you mean? Why before they got to season 6? What do you mean?
I'm
This a
thinking
name,
of a
like
name.
how
A name
Negan
for
has
the
a
Rick's
group.
group
the
doesn't
garbage
have a name.
people.
Yeah.
I say, well, I was thinking of, it's kind of corny, the Runners or the Family. I would say the Family.
Yawn.
Okay.
But no,
Someone who didn't do their
survivors
homework.
like this is how
That's
we
what
survive.
I was gonna say. Survivors.
No, but on the road, who's going to be
Fixers.
scared of and
This
the
is not.
survivors?
This is not
Better be
something
scared
we
of
can. This is not something we're arguing about.
Okay.
This was just
The
a
family.
question. This is just a question.
Guys, the Family's coming.
Yeah.
We're
I
scared.
came up with the name.
Survivors by what?
I came up with
A
the
family,
name
you
Brave
thinking of a dog and a
Runners.
baby.
So we're on the same.
Okay, see,
wavelength.
I was thinking the Runners.
Whack, whack, whack.
They're having a side
They're saying
conversation.
it's whack,
The
but they don't
babies
have
and
a
the two
name.
older
The
ones.
family-
This is
The
whack.
family and the
Whack.
runners.
Okay, anyway.
The family
So
and the
yeah,
runners.
the Brave
The
Runners.
runners are coming. Sounds like they scared
okay.
everybody.
I would say something like if Warriors wasn't taken already, something like that. Something that'll put
That's
fear in your
hackney.
heart.
It's overdone.
I
but-
just said it was overdone, but I
okay,
said
so why
if
did you mention? But anyway, this
She's
is
mad 'cause
Patty's.
the family is
Go ahead,
mad.
Patty.
Go.
All right. So the first episode. I tell
We
you.
forgot the camera.
The
was
first
rolling.
episode that I would like to talk about, though, is No Sanctuary, which is which I call it Terminus, because
Yeah.
that's
Yes.
basically what it's about. And just to be brief, it turned out to be Terminus turned out to be not what they thought it
Not
would
safe,
be.
yeah.
They didn't think it was a sanction. Well, it wasn't a sanctuary. It turned out to be a cannibalistic type of situation. That's what Rick's group ended up in. So the leadership that I think took place in there was Bob. I think Bob was a great leader because he basically interrupted, and my rationale is that he
Let her
interrupted
finish.
them
I say
from
that
being cut. Because they were on a block, a chopping block. Rick and the guys were on a chopping block. Other people got chopped to be eaten, but Bob stopped the group from being basically killed to be eaten.
You brought up
So
a good
what do you
point,
guys
'cause
think
I always
about
say
that?
too. Every time.
You do?
Yeah, when we watched the episode, I told you that recently we were watching it. I said Bob actually bought them some time because they were about to get it. And then once the guy started talking to him, Garrett started talking to Bob, it saved them because they were about to get it.
I wouldn't equate that with leadership.
I was
would just
thinking the same
equate
thing.
that with quick thinking survival.
Survival.
Not
Yeah.
necessarily leadership, but he made a good call.
Yeah, I don't
He
think
made
it's
a good call,
leadership.
but-
I don't
Okay.
think he's not leadership is directing people to get
All
people
along.
to do what
Yeah.
you want them to do.
Okay.
But that's a good.
leadership.
Okay.
You know, that's something
She
good for
means in that
discussion.
moment.
He was
Okay.
thinking fast, you know.
Survive.
There was a shot, and maybe Bob prevented that. That's all I'm saying.
He definitely
Okay.
100% he did. He
He
bought
bought
them
them
some
time,
time. He
yeah.
bought them
Yeah.
time.
Okay. Now I have a question. Only one question about that. Do you think that Rick and the group would have died if Carol and Tyrese hadn't
Yeah.
been led
Yeah.
to Terminus?
Oh
Yeah.
man,
So-
they would be gone. That was something
Yeah,
I
they
thought
were going
about
down
too.
the line. They were
I
going
thought
down
about
that
that
line.
whole scene
They would've
opening
been
up with the
dinner.
power of Carol.
They would have been dinner.
They
Yeah.
they weren't. It wasn't like one of them things where the killer is delaying by making a long speech. They were just chopping.
Yeah,
They
Yeah.
would chop next, chop
Yeah.
next, chop next,
Yeah.
and the only thing that stopped it was that bomb.
And kudos to Carol because where they were, what made her think like, oh,
That's
these
what I was
people might
saying.
need help? I think that was just
She
the
saw the
power
smoke.
of Carol.
Yeah.
She saw the smoke.
But another person be like, okay, that's
Who
far
told
from
her
us.
About the smoke? Was
but
it Lindsay?
Lindsay
One
told
of the
No,
her.
no,
girls.
Mika.
Mika.
One of
Mika
the
told
girls.
her mother told. Anywho, we're digressing.
Yeah, sorry.
But yeah, Carol, that was just like quick thinking on Carol's part because she could have been like, oh, something's on fire. She was like, no, somebody might. They
There's
might need
trouble.
our
There's a
help.
problem.
Yeah.
That place wouldn't be on fire. Just
Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly.
Well, I just think that season 5 was just, action packed,
Yeah.
and it was really
Yeah, very
difficult for
much.
me to pick 5 episodes. There was a couple of other ones that I wanted to pick, and I just really couldn't decide. But the next episode I'd like to talk about is called Consumed. This episode is about Carol's grief. Now, Carol is a natural. She didn't think that she was a leader, but Carol is definitely a natural leader.
Yes.
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 In Consumed, though, Carol struggled with grief. She struggled with guilt, and the guilt of her burning Karen, and the guilt of her killing Lindsay, because Lindsay, she didn't have a choice, really.
the pretty flowers.
Running, look at the pretty flowers.
Though.
And she wrestled with her ability to deal with traumatic experiences. So that's basically what Consumed was about. I am personally glad that she got out of it because she was well needed in
Yeah.
the struggle.
Yeah.
What do you guys think about that? About her struggling with, why do you think she struggled at that point? Because in the beginning, she was the savior. She saved them from Terminus.
Yeah.
Why did she revert back to the little girl vulnerability type of character?
I think she got tired of
That's
running,
what-
tired
exactly.
of fighting.
Tired of killing.
She got tired of killing. Yep. She wanted to go back to being normal. She didn't want to have to do the things that they had to do to survive. I think it started to really take a toll on her. And like you said, her having to, end Karen and David, it like I'm killing humans. I'm killing people that are still alive. And she didn't want to do it anymore. So that's what I
And
feel
she's a
like.
motherly. Carol's very
Yeah.
motherly.
nurturing,
She's
yes.
a motherly killer.
Yes.
She's
a motherly
killer.
She is. That
She'll
adrenaline
feed
kicks in. She's like,
Take care of you.
yeah, she's very
Yeah.
motherly. But in the end, a mother will kill you
Yeah.
for her
Yeah.
cub.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
It's
that's
true.
Carol. Carol's
Yeah.
very motherly and very so in the further scene when you see her pretending to be weak or whatever, I think it really probably is part of who she really is. That
Yeah.
docile. When you
Yeah.
first met her, she was docile.
Yeah.
Sleep on
She
me
has
if
that
you want.
killer instinct, but she still has that motherly, docile, passive
Yeah.
sort of way about her.
That's true.
Okay. Well, let's discuss the episode Spend. This is my definitely my favorite episode of the season 5 because it talks about the positions of power. Rick's group, they take many leadership roles. In Alexandria, they come into,
yeah.
I forgot to introduce the city that they're in. They're in a new city.
Again.
Yep.
And they get amongst the people and they really shine. These people in Alexandria did not know how to survive outside of their community. And Rick and his group really shine on that. The roles that they took were constable, sheriff,
Yeah. Yeah.
and watch out, people who watched out, and they just took major key roles. But because they were outsiders, the people inside of Alexandria were upset because they took those roles. So let's discuss that. Why do you think this lady Deanna, why do you think she selected these guys?
She realized she realized immediately, oh man, we're missing this.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
exactly.
a strong
That's what I was
She was
thinking.
the best
Yeah.
leader.
She was.
Exactly.
Because she
Yep.
knew
She knew how to
beyond
delegate.
herself, she was willing to pass up her leadership just for the betterment of the whole.
Yeah.
And
That's
she
a
knew,
true leader.
She knew what she was capable of and what their group was capable of and what they weren't capable
Yeah.
of. And she didn't have a problem with saying incorporating more people, even though they were outsiders.
Right.
So
And they came in showing their strength
Yeah, I was
right
just
away.
thinking that.
They
I was
came
just
in
thinking
strong.
that.
They didn't come get acclimated. No, they came in. They were like, "This is who
what
we
you
are."
need.
Yeah, and this
And
is
this
what
is what you're
you
missing.
need. They showed them what they were missing, just like
And
Mindy said.
they weren't just talking water. They were like, see that
Exactly.
gate right there? It's open.
Yeah.
See that little hole right
Yeah.
there? It's open.
Yeah.
See that? You got a weakness there. You got a weakness
Yeah.
they
there.
came in working.
They came in because it's still about survival.
Yeah.
It's not
Exactly.
just leadership in a company.
Yeah.
That's gonna fail. It's like every
Yeah.
day a stupid mistake will get you killed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, Dale.
I think
Oh, that was a low blow.
Yes,
Low blow. Dale
That's
definitely.
nice, Dale.
Dale.
I think leaders have feelings too. Okay, so in all the 3 episodes that I mentioned, these leaders definitely, you could see it. It was visible. You know, sadly, Glenn as a leader, he had the greatest loss, I think, because poor Noah.
Oh.
You know, and because the other guy didn't listen
Bye,
to what
Noah.
Glenn was
Yeah.
saying. You know,
Sorry.
But I
Glenn
blame,
had to
you
suffer.
know, I think that part of that was that if you saw how stupid this man was,
That's what I'm
Exactly.
why
saying.
would
Coming
you
along.
invest this?
Exactly.
This is like I said, a life or death. You're not making a run just to
Yeah.
the Dunkin' Donuts.
Yeah.
You are trying to live.
No, it's true.
You are not on the run to Wawa.
Exactly.
I love that Wawa.
Yeah,
coffee.
Wawa.
You know, it's not like that. Shout
Yeah.
out. You want to sponsor us?
True.
Yeah.
True.
But they not. It's too life and death for him to
Yeah.
keep on investing in that guy.
Exactly.
He
That's
immediately
better.
saw that they would leave you.
Yeah.
Why would I go out on the run with somebody that's gonna
Yeah.
potentially
Chance
run away and
after
leave
chance.
me?
Yeah, he had
But
done it to
sadly,
them
they were a
before.
part of Alexandria.
But you don't have to go on a
And
You
run.
don't have to go.
You
on
don't
a
take
run.
the
Go on a
weakest
run.
link.
Look, the son died because of him.
Yeah.
Not only Noah, but Aiden, her son.
That's
he
what I'm
died.
saying.
Yeah.
Glenn
Because of that.
suffered. As a leader, Glenn suffered. And he had feelings, and this guy didn't take Glenn's direction. So, but, you know, that could be a half an hour discussion for us. So after that, we have self-help. Okay, this is my pulling rank episode. Okay,
Say more about that.
Carrot Top. Carrot
Oh
Top.
yeah, yeah,
Who
yeah.
goes rank around here?
We all do.
Yes, we do. Carrot Top and 5 others hit the road to DC for the cure. Now this
You
happened
talking about
prior to
Abraham?
I
Alexandria.
knew she was gonna go there.
This
Anyway.
happened prior to Alexandria, but he pulls rank and he takes over, and he takes an aggressive role. But I think that needed to be done because the group needed to find out, you know, if
And
this needs
Eugene
to be
ain't
done.
Okay. Exactly.
So they
I'm
got
still smarter than you guys.
yeah. They got into an accident.
Was
And
that an
got
accident?
stopped.
That was on purpose.
Well,
needed
Eugene,
to happen.
Eugene put glass
I
in the tank.
understand.
Eugene,
He
what's
was
his
trying
name?
to parlay
Yeah.
and prolong.
Abraham should have took him out.
Yeah.
Bap, 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 bap. Abraham was like, okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's how good.
I love Abraham. He
He's-
already
he's
sees
good.
you already.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. So, you guys have any other comments on that?
About them.
About self-help?
About them being detoured and all
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
I feel like it needed to happen.
Yeah.
Because
Well,
the
yeah.
truth came out. The truth needed to come out. Like, we're risking lives.
Mhm.
We're wasting bullets and supplies and whatever else. getting separated, getting into mess behind a lie. So
Yeah.
it needed to happen.
But Eugene is the king of self-help.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He is.
Yeah.
Help
His
himself.
weapon was
So, yep. So
he's
Survival.
the biggest
Self-preservation.
get over. He's the biggest get over. But
Yeah.
you know
He
what? You
is.
can't hate on him. He's living.
he's living right.
That's a part of
He's
survival.
making it.
So he's
living. You
actually.
can't. I mean, what? I gotta kill 1 million people to live?
He
No,
is
I gotta let
making
you
it.
guys do it.
Yeah, that's cool.
He's
That's
making
cool.
it.
Yeah.
He's letting them feel like they have control over him, and he's getting his life.
That's how
out
you
of
do
it.
your
Yeah.
bosses.
His
You know,
life.
you rub them
Shut
down. A little bit, make them
Not
Alright.
me. I'm a good worker.
She said, not me.
True.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, Slabtown was
Oh.
another episode. Now, I call this one Hospitals and Morgues. Okay?
Yeah.
This was a place that Beth got stuck in.
Don't.
Okay? Beth
I
got
know.
stuck
Bye,
in
Felicia.
Stop.
there. This
Say, my
morgue
name's
and...
Beth.
Huh?
She's like, my name is
Let
Beth.
Hattie
Yeah.
finish.
I'm sorry.
Go
You're not
ahead.
winning.
Yeah, I'm listening.
No, Beth, go ahead. Bye, Beth.
A slave trap and a prison. A sheriff who lives in a world of delusion.
Mhm.
Beth is stuck and tries to get out. Beth gives everyone a wake-up call, and they see her as an inferior leader. Why do you think they saw Beth as an inferior
Who
leader?
saw? Oh, the people in.
Or
She
why
is.
didn't you?
She's
Who, your
inferior.
road runners? Who saw her as a
Your
fearful?
road runners.
What I'm
I
saying,
thought she said inferior.
inferior
Who saw
leader.
But who
That's
saw
what
her
they
as
saw
that
her
one?
as.
Who?
The people in the hospital.
we
she
did.
said.
Dawn.
Oh, those
Dawn.
people.
Yeah.
You
kicked
think
her
they saw
over.
her as a leader at all?
Oh, well,
I think they just saw her as mousy. I don't think they saw her.
Nobody.
They
seen her.
didn't see her as relevant.
Not a,
And they probably didn't
that's
even
what I
think
said.
of
She
her at
was
all.
inferior.
Not being funny. These are my least favorite times.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
really? A whole episode on Beth? Like,
The fans
the character
didn't even
wasn't
see her as
strong enough.
anything.
The character
Yeah.
wasn't strong enough for me to be interested in that whole scene.
Plenty of time to get snacks. That's what
No,
I took
it could have been like a clip. It didn't have to be like she
Yeah.
had like 3 episodes.
But,
yes,
but,
Coda is 1, 2.
but I don't want to say in her favor, but it was kind of good and a little twist to see her taking on a stronger role. She was a
just
little
had to come
more
out.
And that's
boss
probably what I mean by
in that, but I didn't look at it as a leader. But she
Yeah.
did come out of a shell. She was no longer singing,
Yeah.
holding Judith. She was in her
It
own
will
environment
be
where she had to
good.
hold her own. She wasn't
Yeah.
relying on the group, so it did bring out her strength. But
Yeah.
The reason
She
why
was Judas baby.
the reason why I picked this one as one of the episodes to show leadership is because of the way that they brought out her characteristics.
Yeah.
Now I say that I'm not saying that she was a great leader, and I'm not saying that she was a bad leader. I'm just saying that Dawn kept badgering her about things when she could have just said, "Oh, that's just somebody that we found on the street, and she's gonna serve the patients."
Right, right.
Dawn was coming to her and saying, "You're coming this place with me. You're coming that place with me."
She would have been her
and
little
she was
lieutenant.
trying to tell her things. Dawn said, "I used to be like just like you." So that there was just things that she was talking about, in an interesting kind of way. She tried to mentor her.
Yeah, that's
So
what
that's
why I
would've been
say-
her.
Tried to
She
manipulate.
Yeah.
She tried
Well,
to manipulate.
yeah.
Well, she
She did.
manipulated
She
everybody.
tried to
And what was the
manipulate
result of
everybody.
that?
She tried to manipulate.
Death.
Manipulation.
Say,
Yeah,
say it
yeah.
with Terry.
Death.
Death. She ended up killing her mentee.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it wasn't.
So-
Yeah, it was trying to manipulate her to get her to do.
But I understand
she
it
tried to
was.
just get her to do things.
She
Yeah.
did, but she did. I could see her becoming a Lieutenant Beth had she lived long enough.
But
I could.
meh.
Man.
As I
second
say,
that.
these episodes that I talked about, it was about leadership,
Yeah,
whether it be
that's a good
good
point.
Yeah.
That's a
or
good
whether
point.
it be bad.
Okay.
Okay.
That's what the
So,
whole series to me seems
And
like it's about.
effective
Leadership.
leadership.
Who's going to take on leadership to defend the camp, to defend the property, to defend the people? So that's a
True.
good point you bring
It's
out.
true. So that's all I have for today, and it was my pleasure, and I really wish that I could bring more.
No
To you
part two.
guys.
It's like she said like 3 times already how much she ain't had time.
Huh?
She's got time.
So I was given a certain amount of time.
You should
Um,
did like I
You
did.
know.
Don't
No,
listen to
it was
them.
nice that
it
you
was good
follow.
that you
Yeah.
follow because
No part
you know,
two.
it had some, you know.
We want to keep you
All
guys
right.
coming back for more. We don't want to bore you or keep you too long.
We're looking forward to the season
We New
premiere.
Yorkers.
We New
Anywho. Anyway, guys, thank you for pressing play. You could have been watching somebody else, but you chose to watch us. And again, as we always say,
Don't forget to that's
Again,
y'all.
they don't
I
know.
said that's y'all, my little underlings.
Damn.
Like us,
Subscribe,
share,
comment, and
and-
oh wait, no.
Now that's my part.
always say.
Don't come for us
Don't
in
come
those
for us in the
comments.
Keep them comments.
Please,
We
I'm
love
nice
you.
about it.
Till next time.
Take care. Bye.